My name is Randy Heyer. I came here to kill it. My name is Randy Heyer. God sent me here to rock you guys. And I fucked up. I blew it. I'm gonna kill that thing. I'm gonna tear it apart. Now I'm gonna kill that thing. I'm gonna tear the kid apart. And if you really want to take a look. It's gonna be hard for me to stay totally on one thing and not talk about cross-reference other things, but...
No, that's great. That's all part of it.
I hear you. But yeah, I mean, the tapes... Let's see what I had. It was all done on this... just like a Panasonic. My dad is like a minister, and so he had like two of these things just to record himself, like reading his sermons and whatever the fuck he would use it for. But like, I just jacked one of them basically. I was like, I'm gonna use this if you don't mind, you know. And like that, I recorded all my music on this. Man, I have it somewhere. It's somewhere around here, but it's just like this little Panasonic thing with a built-in mic that's surprisingly like good. I would like record a track and then play it on my boombox on the tape, and then with a different tape record myself playing with it, and like you could do that maybe like 3 times, and like so that was kind of the beginning of, you know, learning how to multi-track and whatever.
Well, my home said I am a man of steel. When I go through the fires, I pick out the field. When I love you always hate. You ain't got no heart for me. You ain't ever...
Yeah, State of Maine was, well, that kind of all started because I was doing my thing, kind of trying to learn how to write songs. I was trying to get my buddy to play with me, but he was like, his dad was super into bluegrass and shit like that, and Clapton and all that stuff, and so he's fucking like a prodigy. There was this girl at school, I was like, she looks really cool, you know, like there's not like too many people that look cool, you know, and I was just like, that looks like, she's wearing like ringers and stuff. You remember that kind of chick, man, like, and like back then. Like Darcy on the cover of that Rolling Stone where the Smashing Pumpkins, just like the way Darcy Resky looks on that was just like kind of how I envisioned, like. Somehow we started talking about Belle and Sebastian. We're just like, what? You're like the only other person I know that loves Belle and Sebastian, you know? And so like we just decided to start doing music.
Lot of fucking shows, almost some of them good. Yeah, State of Maine. First show. This is the one from the day his dad was buried. One really telling time, we were all hanging out at our friend's house, and we're like, we're gonna go get some movies from Randy's. And that was like the first time I saw his bedroom. And Dustley was like, oh shit, this dude has like crazy good taste. Because, you know, at the time, you know, you pretty much relied on your friends for like, I own this album, but you do not, so you can hear it through me. But yeah, you know, when I went to his bedroom, it was like, oh shit, I would borrow all of this stuff. Like, we were there to pick a cassette tape of Gummo. So.
Yeah, my first album, which is called Hold Me Baby. I don't know why. I thought it was funny maybe or something at the time. But that, it's just like, I mean, it's my album, I guess, but it's kind of a collection of songs of me figuring out how to work this thing. And I'm playing like a snare drum on it at some points. I didn't really like understand that I could play like a drum machine and play along with that and then record drums over it. So it's like, the timing is really horrible. At that time, on the 4-track, I recorded some songs too, and those ended up on my second album, Stress, which is fucking pretty bad too.
friend's wedding. Before I moved here, I came out for Colin Newman's wedding, and he was just like this whirlwind. I at the time, yeah, he was just like this tornado of a person, and I didn't expect to like really get to know him that well, but I got to know him through friends, and I just fell for him.
Okay, dude, it says 85 on the back of this cartridge, you know? But this is part 7, Jason. So it doesn't really get popping off for me, at least. I feel like it's good in any way until the next album, Regal Beast. So it was just a weird, lonely time for me, you know, but I was just like smoking weed and like just fucking hanging out with my cat. Like I was renting movies, watching movies like constantly. Hollywood Video was still a thing, and it was right down the street, and they had a membership so you could get an armful of movies, watch them all, come back before they close and get another armful, you know. And just, I mean, we watched so much shit back then. That's like all I was doing. But yeah, I mean, I was just getting into like tape manipulation and stuff. I mean, around that time, I started hanging out with Atlee, and then through Atlee, I met Brian Van Ash. And they were both at the time super into like Zappa and shit, and they were turning me on to that kind of a thing too. And he does lots of tape manipulation and shit like that.
Playing with Randy over the years it's always just been kind of chaotic, but it's been very productive, and we usually just have the tendency to kind of like, I don't know, just kind of burn through material. There's probably a lot of songs from the first like 5 years or 6 years that are just kind of gone.
Yeah, so around that summer when Madeline was moving away and everything, and I was just getting way into like more than pot and stuff and drinking, I started doing heroin in that summer of 2007. And also at the same time, my 4-track has stopped like kind of falling apart and stuff too. So like it's just like all this shit, you know, is happening at once. And I'm freaking out about my 4-track falling apart. Like, I want it to continue to work because that's like what I need to do. But anyway, that album is just like, it's a mess. Like, the mix is all weird because I was just doing dope and being all weird and stuff. And like, I don't know, we were just going through some heavy, heavy fucking times. Overall, that's a pretty decent album, I think. And it is the last one I did for like 5 years. So, I mean, it's got its place for sure. It's a hell of a lot better than Regal Beast, you know, at least. And it's a step up even from Little Bear, maybe, but so.
Randy's always changed the name of his bands, you know, like from release to release, which I think makes it a little impenetrable for people. So in that kind of way, he's not very practical at all. But then as far as the way they work, it's literally like Randy has an idea, they woodshed the drums, record those, and then Chad comes in and does bass or whatever, but it's just sort of built on top of itself in this sort of like almost industrial fashion, you know. So, and I think that's why all the different bands exist, because, well, they decide to record one day and Chad's not there. Well, they don't want to call it Little Bear, so they call it something else. And then one day, maybe Randy just gets a hair up his ass to do a concept or whatever, and then that has a different name.
Something about an ancient quest and making out to unrest. Millions of dollars to invest. Millions of ways I'm a fucking mess. You're looking at me like a cover's blown.
I mean, I'm like, you know, kind of like king of dirt or something, you know, of nothing. But like when people do things that are like in my tiny little wheelhouse, you know, I get super competitive and stuff. And so I just remember like Jeff had recorded something. I was like, man, fuck that. I gotta get in there. And I was just like, Atlee, don't record it. It's me. It's us next, you know. And just like I get like that, you know. And like I was like, I'm gonna write a song like right now. And I like came up with the progression. And I was just like, good, I like it. And I was like, Atlee, I have a song. And I kind of oversell it sometimes with him. I'm like, I have it all written and everything, you know, and like that's not true necessarily, but it always works out. Like in general, there's maybe a few exceptions. I don't know. No, not really. I mean, it always pretty much works out.
Yeah. The second time through, I followed it more. You go like do, and then the second time it's more just kind of you're gonna do that. But anyway.
I mean, yeah, just kind of work out with whatever you want to do.
You want to play it one more time?